Hello and welcome to today's lesson, which is angles in a polygon. Okay, so I'm going to start off with just a little thought experiment. We're going to talk about some shapes and then we're going to go into some questions. So I'm going to start off with a triangle like so. Now we already know that the angles in the triangle, all of these angles here, they sum to 180, like so. So we know that a triangle's got 3 sides, and we know that the angles in a triangle sum to 180. So now let's have a look at quadrilateral. So 4 sides. So those are 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we already know that the angles in a quadrilateral sum to 360, but we're going to actually prove it now. And the way you do this is you take one corner and you split it into triangles that do not have lines that cross. So we can't go across like this. We take this and we split it. We can't go up there. We can go straight across here. And we split it into 2 triangles. So 1 and 2. So there's 2 triangles there. Now we know that each of these triangles is equal to 180. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 2 triangles. And we know the triangles in, the angles in the triangle are equal to 180. So it's 2 times 180, which is equal to 360. Okay, so let's take this a little bit further now. So we've done 4 sides. Let's have a look at a 5-sided shape now, a pentagon. And we're going to use the same kind of idea. So this is 5 sides. Okay, we're going to take one corner, like so. I'm going to split it up into triangles that don't have lines that cross. So I can't go here. I can go up here. I can go up here. This gives me 1, 2, 3 triangles. Okay. So it's going to be 3 times each triangle is 180. Brilliant. And 3 times by 180 is equal to 540. So we know that the angles in a pentagon are equal to 540. So let's do another one. Let's do a 6-sided shape now. So let's do a hexagon, like so. Again, take a corner. Doesn't matter which one I take. I'll take this one this time. I'm going to split it. There's 1, 2, 3. So again, I can't go there. So that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles. Okay, this is a 6-sided shape. So it's going to be 4 times by 180, which in this case is equal to 720. Okay, so here we've got 3 sides and there's 1 triangle, 4 sides, 2 triangles, 5 sides, 3 triangles, 6 sides, 4 triangles. Maybe you can spot the pattern already. I'll do one more and then we'll talk about what the pattern is. So I've got a 7-sided shape now. So maybe I'll do an 8-sided shape just to change it up a little bit. Let's skip a step. So 8-sided shape like so. Okay. We'll split up into 8 sides. So we take one corner, we split it up, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in 8 sides, I'll put a little dot there because we skipped out 7. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 triangles. So 6 times by 180, and 6 times by 180 is equal to 1080. Okay, so we've got to use this to so we can find out the total sum of the angles in any shape. So we can use this kind of idea. So if I had an n-sided shape with n sides like so, how would I find it out? So let's have a think. We've got 3 sides and there's 1 triangle here. 4 sides, we've got 2 triangles. 5 sides, we've got 1, 2, 3. Okay. 6 sides, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 8 sides, I've got 6. How does the amount of sides relate to the amount of triangles that can fit into these shapes? Well, if we notice, it's always 2 less. 8 sides, 6 triangles. 6 sides, 4 triangles. 4 sides, 2 triangles. It's always 2 less than the number of sides. So if I had a generic shape, which was n, okay, the amount of triangles in it would be n minus 2, so that's the amount of triangles. And if I want to find out the total sum of the angles, then I would times this by 180, okay? And this here, what we've just proved, is the formula for the total interior angles of any polygon. The total interior angles for n sides of any polygon is equal to this, okay? It's worth getting that down in your notes, okay? This here is brilliant for everybody to remember. Everyone always remembers this little step, but this is really important. If you've got n sides in any shape, then we can work out the total interior angles. It's going to be number of sides, take away 2, times by 180. Super. So let's start having a look at some questions then. So let's have a look at this first question. So, I mean, to be fair, this question does actually link to what we've done here, and you might be able to just go straight into that, but it says, how many triangles can you fit into a hexagon in order to find the sum of its interior angles? So let's have a go at this one then. So this is example 1. And we've got a hexagon. So this one looks like, there we go. And if you notice, they've actually already even split this one up for you. So we take it from the corner. So 1, 2, 3. So there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles. So that's the answer. 4 triangles. And we know that if we wanted to work out the total interior angles, it'd be 4 times by 180. We'll do that on a calculator. So 4 times by 180, which is equal to, we didn't need to do this extra bit, but we have anyway, is 470. This was what the mark was for. Okay, brilliant. So that's question 1. So let's have a look at the next question now. A polygon has a sum of 14 sides. And notice now, okay, that it's used the word polygon. In fact, I haven't actually mentioned the word polygon. It's probably worth talking about that. A polygon is any 2D shape where all the sides are straight, so no curved edges at all. So here we've got a polygon which has got 14 sides. Work out the sum of its interior angles. Now we don't need to draw this, we just need to think about that formula. So we know from what we worked out before, so here's example 2. From what we worked out before, we know that if we've got n number of sides, to work out the triangles we take away 2, and then we times by 180 to find out the total of the interior angles. So that's all we need to do with this, to find the sum of the interior angles. We know the amount of triangles would be 14 minus 2, like so. And then the total interior angles we times by 180. So we've got 14 take away 2, times by 180 is equal to 2,160 degrees. So in a 14-sided shape, total interior angles are equal to 2,160. So I'm going to ask you to pause now and have a little go at that question on the left. I'll make it big for you. So what's the total interior angles, or the sum of the interior angles for a 20-sided shape? So have a little go at that one yourself now. Okay, let's have a go at this one. I think this is quite easy actually. We've got example 3. It's exactly the same process. 20 minus 2, which is the amount of triangles inside it, and then we're timesing by 180 to get the amount of the total interior angle. 20 minus 2 times by 180 is equal to, this one has got 3,240. Brilliant. Now we can use this for some of the trickier questions. So let's move on to some other ones. There's our 2 answers, absolutely perfect. So let's have a look at this one now. I'm going to get a fresh piece of paper. This is exactly how these questions are going to come up. So they do get a bit hard than this, but we'll have a look at this one for now. This is example 4. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides on this. So this is 85. This is the angle that we're trying to find out. This one here is equal to 95. This one here is equal to 110. And this one here is equal to 115. So the first thing we've got to do is find out what all of these angles sum to. Well, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-sided shape. So the total sum of the interior angles is going to be the formula worked out before, n minus 2 times by 180. This is equal to the total interior angles. Okay, so this is equal to 5 minus 2 times by 180. So 5 minus 2 times by 180 is equal to 540. So I know that all of these sum to 540. So the next stage is I need to take all of these away from this. So let's find out what they all add up to first. So 85 plus 95 plus 110 plus 115. So 85 plus 95 plus 115 plus 110 is equal to 405 degrees. So these ones sum to 405. The total is 540. So 540 minus 405 is equal to 540 minus 405 is equal to the last one, which is equal to x, which is 135. Spot on. Super. So let's have a look at this and check that we've got it right. 135, perfect. So that was example 4. That's an idea. So we find out what the total interior angles are first, some of them. Then we work out the other ones, and then we can subtract it. So this one here is a little bit trickier. Now the reason that it's a little bit trickier is because actually that x isn't inside. So I've got to first of all find out what that interior angle is, and then we'll talk about that one in a second. So this one here is example 5. So it looks a little bit like an arrow, doesn't it? Like so. So I've got 64 here, like so. 30 here, like so. 30 here. I'm trying to find out this angle here, which is x. Now the first thing I need to do is to find out the interior angles. And to do this, I need to find out this one here. Notice that this here is a full turn. So if I work out what this is, I can take that away from 360 to work out what this one is. So let's first of all work out what this red one is here. So that interior angle, okay? So with that one there, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. Actually, it's not too bad because it's 4 sides. But I will use the formula just in case. So it's going to be n minus 2 times by 180. So n is equal to 4 minus 2 times by 180, which in this case we know, because it's 4 sides, is 360. So all of these angles sum to 360. So to find out this red one here, I need to do 360 minus all of these. So let's add those together. So 64 plus 30 is equal to 124. So it's 360 minus 124. So 360 minus 124, which is equal to 236 degrees. So this one here is equal to 236 degrees. Brilliant. But we're not looking for that one. We're looking for this one outside. So we know that that's a full turn. So to work out x, it's going to be 360 minus that part. So 360 minus the 236, which is equal to, let's do it on the calculator, 360 minus 236, which is equal to 124. And that's our question done. So let's write it. X is equal to 124. So there's quite a few steps in that one. We need to find out what the interior angle is. Sorry, find out the sum of the interior angles, then work out that one that's missing, and then we can work out the one which is outside. Brilliant. So, 124, super. So let's have a look at this one then. Now this one is quite a bit harder, okay? This is 3 marks from the paper, from a past paper. So this one here is example 6. Now it's not that much trickier. It's a hexagon, so let's draw the hexagon first of all. So we've got example 6. Make sure you are getting these down in your notes because the only way to learn maths is to do it, okay? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides there. This one here is equal to 97. This one here is 164. This one here is equal to 3x. This one here is 139. This one here is x. And this one here is 156. So before I can do anything, let's work out the total of these interior angles. And we're using the same formula, n minus 2 times by 180, which is the number of triangles, remember, times by 180, because there's 180 in each triangle. So in this case, it's 6 sides, so it's going to be 6 minus 2 times by 180. So 6 minus 2 times by 180, these are equal to 720 degrees. So all of these sum to 720. Now, the reason this is a little bit trickier is because we've got this 3x and x, so we're not just working out what that x is. We've actually got to form an equation. So our equation is that we know that all of these total and sum to 720. So I can go, let's go round. So 3x plus 139 plus another x plus 156 plus 97 plus 164 is equal to this one here, which is 720. So I've formed an equation. We know when we form an equation, then we simplify it, then we solve it. So to simplify it, let's get these x's together first. So 3x plus x is equal to 4x, like so. Then we've got this one here, so 139 plus 156 plus the 97 plus the 164. Let's add all of those together. So 139 plus 156 plus 97 plus 164 is equal to, all of those sum to 556, and all of that is equal to 720. So we're getting there now. We've got an equation, now we just need to solve it. So minus 556 minus 556, I minus that from the left hand side, I'm just left with 4x. If I minus from the right hand side, 556, I'm left with 164. So the last little stage is just to divide by 4. So divided by 4, x is equal to 164 divided by 4, which is equal to, x is equal to 41. Brilliant. And that's that question done. Super, 3 marks, that's worth. All right. So, last little part now is, and we're going to stretch into this in a different video, but for now we're just going to have a think about this one. So this one here was forming an equation involving this. This next one is just thinking about regular shapes. Now the word regular means that they're all the same side. So here I've got a regular polygon which has got 6 sides. Work out the sides of each interior angle. So this one here is example 7. Example 7, like so. So I've got 6 sides like this. Now you don't have to draw this out, you could probably do it without it, but I'm going to draw it out to show you. And each of these, every single one of these are all the same length. Now you can draw these lines on a little bit like an isosceles triangle if you've got 2 the same. This shows that all of them are the same. Okay. Now if all of the sides are the same, it means that all of the angles are the same as well. So x, 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 and x, like that. All of those angles are the same. So if I find out the total sum of these interior angles using the formula n minus 2 times by 180, so 6 minus 2 times by 180, so 6 minus 2 times by 180 is equal to 720. So I know that all of these sum to 720. So if I want to work out one of them, it's going to be 720 divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 720 divided by 6. So one of these is equal to 120 degrees. So every single one of these is 120 degrees. Absolutely spot on. Brilliant. So it's time for you to have a little go. So I'm going to make this big for you to have a little go at. So have a go at these questions. I think you should fly through them, to be honest. Pause now and have a go at these. Super, and I'll put the answers up. So mark these in green for me. So mark those in green. Okay, so thank you for watching this video on angles in a polygon. Make sure that you are watching the next video, which is on angles in a regular polygon, interior and exterior angles. So make sure you're having a go at these questions, because remember, the only way to learn maths is to do it, and have a lovely day.